Hey everybody, Chad here. In this video, we're going to discuss give up the how. Okay. Right now, I am in Thailand, so I'm outside. So of course, I got to wear this. You know, Thailand law. I'll get a ticket if I don't wear it out in public. I'm at the beach, so I'm kind of in like Patong Beach. You can see it right there. But I kind of came up here to do a video because the waves. I mean, it's so loud. Background noise is loud. We got some cars over here, motorbikes over here. My motorbike is actually parked way down here. I ended up walking. I didn't want to drive backwards. A lot of the locals would drive backwards, but since I'm a foreigner, you really want to obey the law as strictly as possible as a foreigner. If not, you get a ticket. We're a little bit more lenient with, with locals, but if you're a foreigner, I mean, it's easier to get a ticket. But anyway, what do I mean give up the how? Let me kind of go over here and get some better lighting. Maybe I'll kind of kneel down, sit down, besides like walking around. Let me kneel down here. So what I mean by, I don't like that angle. There, I have to rest my arm. But anyway, what I mean by giving up the how, okay? So a lot of the videos, we've really been talking about law of attraction, okay? We've been talking a lot about intuition, decision making. And giving up the how is more, it goes along with law of attraction. It goes along with imagination. It goes along with what do you want, okay? One thing. It's not like you want 100 things, okay? Focus on one thing. What do you want, okay? So when you focus on what do you want, a couple things you can do, okay? For one, before bed and when you get up, because the power is in a sleepy state. So you have to remember, when we put ourselves in a sleepy state, like right before bed, right when we wake up, what happens is our subconscious mind is very, very strong. Our conscious mind, our thinking mind, is getting weaker and weaker. You know, you ever feel, as we get sleepy and tired or more tired, our conscious mind is getting more and more sleepy, and our subconscious mind kind of takes over. So that's why they say to do this in a sleepy state right before bed and right before you wake up. You think about, you imagine what you want. You imagine the end result. What do you want? Okay? So let me give you an example. Let's say you haven't seen your significant other for a few months and you want to see him, okay? So before you go to bed, as you go to bed, you imagine how it's gonna feel when you see them. But you play it in your mind like a kid. You imagine it. You wanna feel it. You imagine, what are you gonna do? Okay, they're gonna knock on the door. You're gonna open the door. You're gonna greet them. You're gonna hug them. You're gonna kiss them. You're gonna invite him in. Talk to him. Whatever. It kind of sounds corny when I'm talking about it, but I mean, it could be that. It could be that you haven't seen somebody. It could be more of a success, like making a certain amount of money. It could be a certain house. It could be a certain job, so forth and so forth, a certain career. Like if it's a house, for example, you would imagine how it is living in your dream house. You know, you would walk through it, you would sit in it, what you would be doing. Okay, it's almost being imaginative like a kid, but you do it right before you go to bed. That's what you're thinking about. And what I mean by you become almost in an emotional state. You bring up your emotion is because as you imagine yourself there. You're imagining yourself doing it. You're walking through it in your own mind, and that brings up your emotional state. Okay, now that's one part of it. Okay, the other part of it is stop the how. Okay, the kind of a notion of this video, give up the how. Okay, what we have to understand, this is very hard. Okay, this is very hard to do. Okay, and the reason why it's hard for me to do because I'm impatient. And if you're like me, this can be hard, but you have to give up the how. What you have to understand is we have the power. The power is within us to have anything we want. Okay, our imagination is so powerful. Okay, I was listening to Neville Goddard. Oh, now if I could always butcher his name. But on a subject of imagination, and the exercise I just gave you, he said done right, in his own experience, his whole life, it's 100% accurate. It's 100% will come true. Okay, that's how powerful it is. Okay, but again, we have to give up the how. Okay, and what I mean by that is lots of times we have the power. Power is within us. Power is within our imagination. We think about exactly what we want, exactly at the end of what we want, but we don't try to figure out how we're going to get it. And that's why I mean giving up the how. You don't try to figure out how it's going to come to you. You just know it's going to come to you. So your job, okay, my job, is to focus on what I want, have an imagination on what I want, act as if, play it out in my mind and my imagination to the T, be as descriptive as you can. You do it in a sleepy state, right before you go to bed, right when you wake up, okay? But you give up the how. You're just so confident that it's going to happen, but you give up the how. You're not trying to force it, okay? You're not trying to figure out, well, it's going to come this way. No, it's going to come this way. No, you just let God do his thing. You let the universe do his thing, okay? You don't worry about the how. You just worry about what you're in control of, okay? Now, what are we in control of, okay? I'm in control of my own power. I'm in control of what I want. I'm in control of my imagination. I'm in control of playing it over and over and over in my mind, okay? Then let the how just come. That's what I mean by giving up the how. It's easier said than done when I talk about it, especially if you're a little bit like me, that, you know, you get impatient, you're a little bit controlling. I don't really want to say I'm controlling, but when I want something, I get impatient. If I want to see somebody, I get impatient with it, you know. I'm a type, if I want to see you, I'm just going to come to your place. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just have to be patient. Sometimes, like in relationships, you have to be patient. Sometimes people want more time. You have to be patient and just let it come. So that's kind of some of the stuff, you know, I kind of been working on here when I've been in Thailand, and that's, you know, that's one of the key ingredients. Once you get good at just giving up the how, it will rest your mind too. You know, I mean, you get away with the chatter, you get away with the overthinking, over analyzing, and just focus on what you're directly in control of. Oh, I know I was going to tell you. I'm sorry. So that's why I was flipping back around. So I was going to say something, but I forgot. But remember, if we don't give up the how, what happens is we try to force it. Remember, force negates. As you try to force something to happen, it kind of pulls away from you a little bit. So if you know, I noticed this a couple days ago. I was doing this, as I was trying a little bit to force it to happen, but they kind of started to pull away a little bit. Once I noticed that, I just kind of gave up. Not give up, but I gave up the how, just to kind of let it happen. Remember, force negates. You have to give up the how and just let it happen and focus on what you're in control of. You're in control of your own power. You're in control of your imagination. You're in control of exactly what you want. But you just have to give up the how and let the how come to you. And it does really, really work. So be confident, keep on doing it, stay persistent, stay consistent. This isn't, oh, I tried it once, I did it one time. No, I mean, you know, you do this every night until it manifests. How long it's going to take to manifest? I don't know. You can manifest in 3 days, manifest in a week, manifest in a month, but you do it every night, morning. And what you will start finding, what I started finding is, like when you wake up, you've done this for several days, like your energy, your magnetic power, it just seems to be stronger and stronger and stronger to that specific item that you want. Okay. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.